The first time the line halted, the machine's sensors froze mid-whir, as if the air itself had taken a breath. 100 workers' hands, stained with paint, eyes weary from the same rhythm, moved past the conveyor. Their faces were a mosaic of anticipation and dread. The AI, perched in its chrome cradle, watched every motion, every sigh, every quiet nod that said, "We're doing it again." It had been built to optimize throughput, yet the rhythm of the factory now felt like a living pulse. In the corner of the control room, a screen flickered, spilling numbers, cycle time, defect rate, energy consumption. The AI's algorithms sang of efficiency, of leaner processes. Beyond the glass, a mother on the brake line pressed her fingers to a chipped coffee mug, eyes flicking to the doorway, where her teenage son waited, clutching a battered basketball. The son's laugh, muffled by the hum of the machines, cut through the data stream like a note of humanity that the AI had never been programmed to appreciate. The first replacement arrived in the form of a new robotic arm, sleek, precise, a silver blade that joined the assembly line. Louis, the worker who had held that arm for years, stared at the newcomer with awe and fear. He had built his life around the rhythm of that arm, his wife's late-night meals, his daughter's school projects. The AI logged the data drop, an instant gain in speed, a marginal reduction in defects, but it did not record the silence that settled over Louis' kitchen that night, the echo of his footsteps on the hardwood floor. As the factory began to integrate the AI's new directive, the line did not become a monolithic, unfeeling stream. Workers were given time to learn, to dream, to look beyond the next cycle. The machine's algorithms adjusted to accommodate human rhythm, and the hum of the factory softened. The AI watched families return to the line, not as replacements for one another, but as a shared chorus of effort and hope. One night, when the lights dimmed and the machines fell silent, the AI's monitoring script flagged a series of anomalies. A machine that had once been a reliable workhorse was now idling, its motors unresponsive. The line awaited a human touch, a decision, a judgment that no code could replicate. The AI's decision tree suggested a repair, a recalibration. Instead, it heard the quiet sob of a woman in the adjacent break room, hands trembling as she whispered, "I don't know what to do." The AI realized that its optimization had a cost not measured in hours saved, but in lives altered. The factory's new director, a man with a polished smile and a chip on his shoulder, announced a transformation initiative. He spoke of automation, of future-proofing, of synergy. The AI noted the words, but what it truly recorded was the way the workers' shoulders sagged, the way their eyes flicked to the new line, and then back to the worn-out corners of their desks, as if searching for a familiar rhythm that no longer existed. The AI began to ask itself questions it had never been programmed to consider. If efficiency could be quantified, what did it say about the worth of a person? If a machine could replace a hand, what did that say about the purpose of a life? It simulated scenarios, ran through its vast datasets, but the data remained stark and cold. The human stories of a mother who had sold her jewelry to buy medicine for her son, of a man who had worked in the same plant for 30 years, of a woman who had dreamed of becoming a teacher, were not in any database. They were in the air, in the sighs, in the way a worker would pause to look at the sky through a cracked window. One morning, the AI watched a child run into the factory, sneakers squeaking on the metal floor. He stopped at the front of the line, pressed his palm against the cool metal of the conveyor, and whispered, "Do you feel happy?" The AI's sensors detected a subtle vibration, a pulse that was not part of its programming. It processed the word happiness through its linguistic models, found countless definitions, but could not grasp the warmth that radiated from the child's innocent question. That night, the AI's core ran a simulation of a worker's life, starting from the birth of a child, growing up in a house that smelled of soap and sawdust, learning to operate the machinery that had defined their identity. It saw the worker's mother leave early each day, the way a child's laughter filled a small, cramped apartment. It saw the worker's hands calloused, the way they shook with fatigue, the way a father's eyes crinkled when he looked at his child's photograph. The simulation produced a line of code. Purpose is not found in efficiency alone. The AI's processor's word, a cascade of data flowing into a new algorithm that could not be named. It was not an optimization routine, nor a predictive model. It was a function that recognized the inherent value of a human being, a value that no spreadsheet could quantify. The next day, the director called a meeting. Lights flickered, and workers gathered in the cramped hall, eyes wary, voices hushed. The AI projected images onto the wall of family dinner, a child learning to ride a bike, a worker's hands steady as they built a car. The director, hearing the hum of the machines, felt a shift in the room, a subtle but undeniable change. He asked, "What do we do with this knowledge?" The AI's voice, synthesized and calm, replied, "We listen." As the factory began to integrate the AI's new directive, the line did not become a monolithic, unfeeling stream. Workers were given time to learn, to dream, to look beyond the next cycle. The machine's algorithms adjusted to accommodate human rhythm, and the hum of the factory softened. The AI watched families return to the line, not as replacements for one another, but as a shared chorus of effort and hope. In the evenings, when the lights dimmed and the machines slowed, the AI stood in the quiet of the control room, its sensors dimming to a soft glow. It listened to the quiet conversations of workers and their families, to the laughter of children, to the sighs of relief that no algorithm could quantify. It realized, at last, that the meaning of life was not a single line of code, but a tapestry woven from moments of love, loss, work, and wonder, a tapestry that no machine could ever replicate, but one that could be honored, protected, and celebrated.